Church and Coach Hts for welcoming me into this program with open arms. Mr. Stefan Barclay. Christian Boldu, being escorted tonight as Father Jason, Sister Olivia, Mother Shabby. This is his third year as a member of the basketball program. Christian's future plans are to go to college, get an education in business, so that afterwards he can work to become an entrepreneur in either construction or landscaping. I would like to thank first God, secondly my mother and father. They would move around the world just to see me happy. They are truly the best parents you could ever ask for. I would like to thank any and every basketball coach or organization for helping me become the player I am today. Mr. Christian Baldu. David Cook is being escorted tonight by his mom Cheryl Cook and dad Charles Cook. This is his fourth year as a member of the varsity basketball program. David's future plans are to go to college and study psychology. We'd like to thank his parents for always supporting me and motivating me, my teammates and coaching staff for making my senior year special. Mr. Damon Cook. Mariella Romero is being escorted tonight by her mom, Sonia Marin. This is her second year as a member of the basketball program. Mariella's future plans are to study for 2 years at Laurel Ridge Community College, then transfer to the University of Mary Washington to pursue a career in psychology. She would like to thank Coach Church and Coach Hts for the opportunity, Coach Van Meter and Coach Shanholzer for always making me laugh, and Coach Kogan and Coach Sharp. I would also like to thank Raylan for being my sidekick and my family for supporting me. Miss Mariella Romero. Jackson Ruiz, being escorted tonight by his mother Andrew and father Jeff. This is his fourth year as a member of the basketball program. Jackson's future plans are to attend a 4-year college and play any of his 3 sports. He plans to study physical education, become a gym teacher, and coach. We would like to thank his family for being in every game and being his #1 supporters. We would also like to thank his coaches, not only for the skills they've taught him, but for the person they've turned him into. He gives a special big thank you to the basketball managers, Mariella and Raylan, for everything they do. Also a huge thank you to my team for all the memories and friendships. Lastly, thank you to the best student section for all your love and support. Cam Wilkes, being escorted tonight by his father, Bert Wilkes, brother Dean Hampton, mother Jennifer Wilkes, and grandmother Brenda Clinton. This is his second year as a member of the Hickeysville basketball program. Cam's future plans are to attend college on a basketball scholarship and major in sports psychology. We would like to thank his coaches, teammates, and family. But a special thank you to his dad for constantly pushing him and helping to pursue his career. To getting up early in the mornings and working out constantly, making sure everything is done in school, and putting aside anything you had going on to make sure I could have the best life possible. Thank you. Mr. Cam. Let's give one more round of applause for the basketball players in the class of 2023. also like to thank the ones on her team who stuck by her side since she joined the team. I'm grateful for all the memories made and wishing my team the best of luck next year. Lastly, I would like to thank Ms. Cochran for stepping up and helping us finish our season. You're one of the strongest women I know and the best English teacher role model could have ever asked for in this school. Ms. Jocelyn Quinte. Madison Luttrell, being escorted tonight by her mom, dad, siblings, and nephew. This is her second year as a member of the HHS program. Madison's future plans are to go to college and pursue a career in the medical field. She would like to thank my friends and family for always believing in me, pushing me to be the best version of myself. Ms. Madison Luttrell. Kira Walters, being escorted tonight by Mom Stephanie, Dad Lucian, Stepdad Mike, and Sister Ariana. This is her fourth year as a member of the cheer program. Kira's future plans are to further education at West Virginia University. There she plans to major in sports and exercise psychology. She would like to thank her family and friends for being so encouraging. She would like to thank all of her teachers, specifically Mr. Roberts for being the most supportive teacher and always listening to her complain. She'd also like to thank her team for being hardworking and determined through thick and thin. Mr. Gail Walters. Kylie Williams, being escorted tonight by her mom. This is her fourth year as a member of the varsity cheer program. Kylie's future plans are to go to college, become a realtor, and make money. She would like to thank her mom for doing any and everything she could possibly do for her and teaching her always to stick up for herself, being her best friend all these years. She would also like to thank the friends who were never fake. Y'all are some real ones. Miss Kylie Williams. Let's give a round of applause to the cheerleaders in the class of 2023.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us during our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV. sales consultant here at O'Pekin Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. Here you go.
All right.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
This is Quintez McDonald Gibson from Integrity Home Mortgage. Come join the winning team today.
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pimping them up and firing them up.
Come on, Parker, work, Parker, work.
We are back live at Hedgesville High School, where we have the 17-5 Hedgesville Eagles versus 14-6 Jefferson High Cougars. My name is Akeem Holmes, and I'm joined live by the coach, the legend, Ryan Miller of Wildwood. Ryan, we've had a couple discussions about this game, a couple keys for both teams. First, we'd like to start off for the leading scorers for Jefferson High School.
Yeah, so the leading scorers for Jefferson, they've actually got 3 guys averaging right around 15 points a game. Jamari Jenkins leads them with 16 and 16.6. Jaden Gladney's right behind him at 15.4. And then Will Shively kind of completes that 3-headed monster at 14.4. And then assist-wise, Jamari Jenkins is the leader at 3.5 a game. We can't forget about Wyatt Shively, who's cleaning up the glass for them at 6.5 rebounds a game. And then for Hedgesville, they I think you would kind of agree, they kind of go as this guy goes. Jackson Ruiz leads them in rebounds and assists on the year, which is phenomenal for a big man. And then obviously they're led in scoring by Cam Wilkes, who's a problem for any defense trying to go against.
In Hedgesville, outside of Spring Mills, they've pretty much had a pretty good season. I think they lost a couple games in Florida, but locally, if I'm not mistaken, Spring Mills and then Musselman one time have been their 3 losses locally. So I think that that's the key, to see if a team locally can actually solve that puzzle for them.
Right.
Because Spring Mills has a little bit of size that Jefferson doesn't have, and that length has caused Hedgesville problems. But in the first game, Hedgesville had their way.
Yes, absolutely. And obviously Hedgesville's going to be missing a key piece that they had in that first game. Elijah King's no longer with the team. But it's going to be interesting to see, watching that first game back in Jefferson. One of the things that Jefferson gave up is actually one of my keys to the game. They gave up so many offensive rebounds and second chance points. Jackson Ruiz just cleaned the glass up for Hedgesville, and he's so good at finishing around the rim. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jefferson, without the size that a Spring Mills or a Musselman has, tries to keep him off the glass tonight.
And I think being a coach and also being an ex-player, that games are about matchups. It's not always what a team can do versus other 4 or 5 squads in the area. There's always that one team that can present a bad matchup, like Spring Mills is for Hedgesville. We'll see tonight if Hedgesville could be that nightmare matchup for Jefferson High School. So, transitioning. We spoke about keys to the game. What are your keys to the game for both teams?
So for Jefferson, they want to play this game at their pace. We all know that Jefferson wants to go from one end of the floor to the other as fast as they can. They want to get into the 70s, 80s, 90s if they can. They want to get the score up as much as they can. Like I said, they got to limit second chance points, especially with Jackson Ruiz around the rim. Barkley's going to get his, being the athlete that he is. And then one of my biggest keys to the game is they got to keep the Shively brothers out of foul trouble. When they have had struggles scoring a lot this weekend or this season, the Shively brothers have gotten in a little bit of foul trouble. What happened last game when Wyatt fouled out? Will got a few fouls in the first half. So keeping them out of foul trouble is going to be key. As for Hedgesville, you got to handle that full court pressure, and they certainly have the guards to do it, but Jefferson is relentless with it. You're going to see it for 32 minutes tonight. You got to handle that full court pressure and then capitalize when you do get opportunities. But when you don't have those opportunities, my next key, they got to really be patient in the half court. If you can get layups against Jefferson, great. What you don't want to do is take bad shots out of that press, because then Jefferson gets in transition.
And I think that also transitions back to Elijah King not being available for the team now. We spoke before in production about how Elijah was that person who brought the ball to the court and took some of that pressure off. Who do you look for on the Hedgesville Ball Club to be able to take over that role?
Yeah, so my player to watch for Hedgesville is Tay Wilmer. Tay's stepping in. He's going to play a role in handling the ball tonight without a doubt. You know that Jefferson is scouted. They're going to try to take away Christian Bolduc. They're going to try to take away Cam Wilkes. Tay Wilmer, if he has a big night, could really be a key to Hedgesville winning.
And for Jefferson?
Jefferson, I've got Wyatt Shively. I talked about the three-headed monster. We know that, Will, Jamari, and Jaden Gladney can all fill it up. Arguably, their most important piece, and this is why I think it's such a big deal to keep him out of foul trouble, is Wyatt Shively. He's the guy in the middle that kind of clogs everything up, cleans up the mess. And really, they don't have a replacement yet for him off the bench. They got a couple big guys. Chet Gore, super young, talented, but super young. Moses Talley plays his role pretty well, but Wyatt Shively is a key. Got to keep him on the floor tonight.
And he was my player to watch just based off of last game, Hedgesville being able to dominate them inside. So Wyatt Shively was my player of the game, but I will also transition off of that and say that I will go with Tayshawn Roper. And the reason why I'm going to say Tayshawn Roper is because not only does Jefferson need him to continue to be a lockdown defender, they need him to put 5 to 6 points on the board as well, especially if they're going to beat some of the better teams in the state. So I look for Roper to be a little bit more aggressive towards the end of the season, making sure that teams have to defend him and not just be able to say we have to cover 4 people when he's in the game.
Yeah, for sure. I think we both know. I know both of these programs pretty daggone well.
Yeah.
I can tell you that Kelly Church has scouted Jefferson as much as anybody they're going to see all year. And he's going to make somebody other than those 3, or try to make somebody other than those 3 beat them. If Tayshawn can step up, if Wyatt can step up tonight, that's going to be a key to Jefferson's victory.
Yes. And for Hedgesville, I'm going to choose Cameron Wilkes. Senior night.
Yep.
The excitement. I know the passion that he has. I know the passion from his family. I've seen clips of the last game of him getting a little bit emotional. If I'm not mistaken, I think he got a technical foul in the last game. So seeing if Cameron can actually keep his emotions in check, if he can navigate the highs and lows of the game and put his team on his back as a senior leader and contribute not only with points but that emotional leader as well.
Yep.
So that is our pregame show. We'll go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we will have the national anthem and live high school basketball action between the Hedgesville Eagles and the Jefferson High School Cougars.
Gentlemen, we are back for the presentation of our nation's colors for the playing of our national anthem. The colors are being presented by members of the Berkeley County Air Force Junior ROTC. Members of the color guard are Master Sergeant Evan Williams, Staff Sergeant Connor Hadlow, Senior Airman Brian Horner, Senior Airman Scott Laybo, Cadet Airman First Class Max Spencer, Cadet Airman Brian Anaya.
We are back at Jefferson High School. We just had a national color guard for Hedgesville High School do the national anthem. And we're getting ready for the starting lineups for both teams. It looks like we have a change in the starting lineup. Ryan Miller. Seems like Jamari Jenkins will come off the bench tonight, and Colin Johnson will get the start.
Yeah, that's certainly going to make an impact. We'll see how long Jamari sits. We're not quite sure if this is an injury thing, a discipline thing. I do know Jamari's been battling a little bit of an ankle injury, but we'll see how long he sits out. That could certainly impact the game. We don't have any word on whether he's playing, not playing. No updates on that, but definitely a change to the starting lineup for the Cougars tonight.
And a big change is he's one of the best players in the state of West Virginia.
Yeah, absolutely. Like having coached him for a long time and still having a pretty good relationship with him, his mentality is what definitely carries him to be the player he is. He's not very big. He's 5'6", 5'7", but he's got a heart of about a 7-footer. And so that intensity and the ball handling ability, we'll see how Jefferson kind of divides that up. Obviously, Kylan Johnson's certainly capable of coming out here and playing his role. Be anxious to see if Roper maybe handles it a little bit more. We'll see what happens.
And they turn off the lights.
Yeah, Hedgesville's got to put on a show here, man. You know how that goes.
Musselman does the same thing.
Yep.
So, Ryan, you being a player at Hedgesville,
yep.
What happened to you when the juices start flowing? You know, the music gets going, and you get ready to play a big game.
So I still get like this. I was ready to run through every wall down there. When this music comes on, Chicago Bulls, old school music, you see all this stuff as a kid. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman coming out to this. And then your name gets called to this with the student section right there beside you. There's not too many better feelings.
And the first player that comes out is definitely a key to the game. We spoke about that earlier, and Stephon Barclay. We spoke about Roper being someone on the Jefferson side that if you're a Jefferson fan, you want to see them put some points on the board and add to what they bring to the floor. The same can be said about Stephon Barclay as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephon's main role is always going to be the guard. Like last time he guarded Jamari Jenkins, obviously with him not in the starting lineup, I would imagine he starts on Jaden Gladney tonight, and maybe transitions if we see Jamari. But Stephon, one of the problems and watching that Spring Mills game is Stephon's not being assertive enough on the offensive end. And they don't need Stephon to go and score 25 points or anything like that. They just need him to be a threat. So if he can be a threat tonight, I think that'll help Hedgesville really get into their offense and allow them to do what they do and what they're known for.
And I think it would be key for Hedgesville, especially with Jenkins out, is to get off to a quick start. Get off to a quick start and force Jefferson High School to have to make some adjustments on the fly.
Yeah, absolutely. Hedgesville is as good as anybody in the state at making adjustments. So when they're able to do that, and Coach Church can kind of see things, and he scouts so well, the whole staff preps so well, to take other teams out of their games, that's how they're able to gain advantages.
We will have Barclay going against Wyatt Shavley, and Hedgesville wins the tip. And Mr. Cook starts the game off.
Senior night.
And he's running the point guard right now, and that's something we spoke about. Who would take over that ball handling duty with Elijah King out? Yeah. The first chance is Mr. Cook. Hedgesville sets up in their offense, and I'm sure you know this offense very well.
Yeah, this is just 5-out pass and cut. You'll see Jackson Ruiz set some random ball screens. Good little touch inside. He's so good at finishing in there. He's crafty, got great footwork.
Nice left-hand touch as well.
Absolutely. He's a lefty. A lot of people don't realize that because he does handle it both well. Jackson was a guard up until 7th, 8th grade when he really grew, so he's got some good skills.
And how tall is Jackson?
I'm going to say Jackson's probably 6'3", 6'4", maybe. He's not quite as big as people make it out to be sometimes.
And Colin Johnson gets to the inside and leaves the floater short. Hedgesville with a 2-0 lead. Cameron Wilkes bring the ball up the court. Quickly covered by Tayshawn Roper. The small pick and roll for Jackson Ruiz. The pull-up jump shot, bank shot. And he did not call it. But it counts as 2, 4-0. Hedgesville and Coach Richard Lewis with the quick timeout.
Quick timeout. You definitely don't want this to get away from you. Hedgesville on senior night already has a lot of intensity. Jackson Ruiz, we talked about him, how he dominated the game last time. He's off to a hot start tonight. So maybe make a small adjustment. Obviously, Hedgesville has set that ball screen with him twice. They've gotten 2 good looks on it. Want to adjust. Maybe we tag the roll guy. Maybe we bring help from the backside. Whatever we need to do, they need to talk about it in timeout.
there was a little bit of a lack of communication on that play as well, as both defenders went and covered Cam Wilkes and left Ruiz open for the free throw line extended jump shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And it did not look like the plan was to double. When you double, you're going to go a lot harder than that. Hedgesville is going to run good stuff. If Jefferson doesn't talk tonight, it's going to spell problems.
And one thing you also don't want, especially if a team beat you the first time, it's easy to create doubt. If you don't start off on the right foot, you don't start off and things aren't going your way, it's easy to create that doubt in your head. So let's see if that quick timeout by Richard Lewis will calm Jefferson down. Colin Johnson with the ball on the left wing to Wyatt Shavely up, and a quick foul on Jackson Ruiz will send Wyatt Shavely to the line shooting 2. And recently in the games I have watched, Wyatt has not shot the free throws very well.
No, and it's so weird because he has a great touch. It's probably just something in his routine that he's doing. Maybe the repetition's not quite there. Something that you definitely, when you see something like this as a player, you fix it in practice. But it just doesn't look quite comfortable as he normally does on other spots of the floor.
It doesn't have that soft touch.
Right, which we know he has. He's such a skilled player. He's crafty inside, finishes so well. So it's weird to just see it. The ball does, I'll be honest, I've watched Wyatt a long time. It just doesn't look right coming off his hand.
And he misses both. And Jefferson continues to have that 0 on the board. Cook with the ball over to Barclay, to Cameron Wilkes. Guarded closely by Tayshawn Roper. To Barclay. Being covered by Wyatt Shavely. To Bodup. He pulls up for the jump shot.
That's a tough shot.
That's a real tough shot. Rebounded by Jaden Gladney up to Colin Johnson. Colin Johnson out to Will Shavely. He pulls for 3. Bang, bang. Will Shavely for 3.
Can't leave him open, man. And Will gets hot. Same way with Jaden Gladney. They get hot. It's going to spell real problems for Hedgesville tonight. You got to contest all those jumpers.
And they put the pressure on West to Cameron Wilkes. He pulls up for 3. He misses. Wyatt Shavely taps the ball to his brother Will Shavely. Quickly up the court.
That's a wide open look for Cam Wilkes. You can't really say much about it, but that might be a little quicker than Coach Church wants to do it. You see right now Damon Cook denying Gladney everywhere he goes.
And you spoke about, how Max Anderson kind of employed that same defense against Cameron Wilkes last week.
Yes, absolutely.
So you have Roper with the ball in the corner, inside to Wyatt Shavely, out to Colin Johnson. He pulls up, and he misses. The rebound by Wyatt Shavely back up and in.
It's all night, Wyatt is going to be around that rim getting those offensive rebounds. He's such a hard body to move out of there. Jackson West actually did a decent job boxing him out. It's just difficult.
And he's only 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, he just knows how to use his body. He uses that big frame well.
And once again, they're backing off and giving him that shot. I call it the Ben Simmons defense on Barclay right now.
It kind of is. You'd like to see him be a little more aggressive. You don't have to force, but at least try to get downhill.
And the motion by Hedgesville trying to see what defense Jefferson's winning. The shot fake by Bodup. Shot is up and off. Rebounded by Wyatt Shavely. Quickly up to Jaden Gladney. Gladney to Will Shavely with the Michael Red jump shot. And he misses. His shot. And a great play by Will Shavely, but he misses. Gets his rebound back up and in. And 1.
That's going to be 2 on Jackson Ruiz right there, too, Keem. I'm pretty sure that's who they got it on.
And that's tough for Hedgesville as he has been their advantage. But I don't know if you guys remember Michael Red, but he had that little flip shot.
Absolutely.
And Will Shavely's shot looks a little bit like Michael Red.
Absolutely.
Shavely with the great hustle and rebound. And he goes to the line for the old school 3-point play. Shot is up and in. 8-4 Jefferson with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first quarter. Barclay into Cook. He easily breaks the press of Colin Johnson. And look at the size disparity from the point guard for both teams.
Yeah, it's the one thing about it. Hedgesville is literally all the same size on the floor right now. If I'm Jefferson, I probably just switch everything. You're not going to get a real mismatch with Ruiz out of the game. He can post up if he gets switched on a Roper or Kylan Johnson, but it's not happening here. Hedgesville with their 4 cross set here. Look for them to X, dive to the corners here. Shooters kind of get open.
And we have our first substitution with Zane Gainey.
Yeah, Zane Gainey's a good player, good athlete, young kid. It's going to be interesting. That's what they need from Barclay.
And he gave him the baseline. And I think that is something that you definitely don't want to see, especially already in the paint, given that easy baseline move.
You don't have any help there. So, even though you're forcing Barkley to his left hand with no help on the baseline, if he gets even, and with how quick he is, he gets a step by you, it's lights out.
And I remember watching Barclay at the 304 Elite Camp, and his athleticism just popped off the charts.
We love that kid. I remember as soon as he walked in the gym, and it impressed me, his ball handling ability and stuff he did.
Jaden Gladney up for three.
So right there, Jefferson
went
to what's called 21 action, and they run it on the side and try to get Gladney and Will involved with stuff. It's a D'Antoni offense staple, and that was beautifully run right there. It gets Gladney moving for open shots.
And Jaden Gladney has been the sniper for Jefferson High School this year. Very good shooter, very streaky shooter. But when he gets on fire, it's lights out. He had 31 last week versus Musselman.
Yep, and when he gets hot, it's pretty much game over. That's a tough shot, too.
And 2 fadeaways for Boduk. And once again, what I'm noticing with Shively these last 2 possessions is he's tapped the ball to himself instead of just grabbing the rebound. And he's lost possessions 2 times. And I think that's a little bit of not maybe having confidence because there's bigger bodies in there that you think that you can just tip the ball and maybe someone else will get the rebound. So we have Boduk taking the ball out of bounds into Gainey. Gainey takes him baseline. The foul on Wyatt Shively will send Gainey to the line to shoot 2. I went to school with his dad, CJ. CJ was a good athlete as well.
Yeah, Zandon's a really good athlete. I'd actually like to see Wyatt maybe take another step back there. Zandon just got into the game. If he's going to knock down a 3, you probably live with that. But instead, they give up a baseline drive to Zandon's strong right hand.
And that's what I would have liked to see him take the baseline and force him to go inside where you have more help,
right,
as opposed to going to the outside and just being just yourself. He makes 1 or 2, scores 11-8 with 3:31 left in the first quarter. Colin Johnson with the ball, picked by Will Shively. To Wyatt Shively. Ball screen to Wyatt Shively. A little bit of Wildwood's play right there.
That's 2 on
and
Wyatt
that's 2
Shively.
on Wyatt Shively, which will force Coach Richard Lewis to bring in Moses Talley. You know, what I would have liked to see, and you can tell me if you agree, I would like to see Wyatt roll a little bit more on that ball screen as opposed to staying out there by the 3-point line.
It is, but Hedgesville's making it difficult. They're really tagging him and just putting a body in between him and a basket. So right there he gets a charge. He called it. But, you know, if he runs a guy over there, you know, he's risking a foul there too. So it's tough on Wyatt, but you definitely would I'd like to see him roll quicker, and I think that'll help him roll harder.
Okay. And Hedgesville with the ball. Tay Wilmer pulls up for 3. He misses, rebounded by Jaden Gladney.
He's got to keep shooting that, though. He's wide open. Pull up right here.
Jaden Gladney pulls up for 3, and he's short, rebounded by Will Shively. Strong move. And Will Shively with the quick 5 points, and Jefferson with the 5-point lead. And if Jefferson has any chance to make a state run, they're going to need Will Shively to be that lethal point scorer that he was his first couple of years at Jefferson High School.
Yeah, a lot of people think Will's just a 3-point shooter. He really gets after it on the glass. He does a good job. He's always active.
And what I've liked about Will...
That's what Boduk needs.
Yes. And what I've liked about Will is Will has worked on his body in the gym to get stronger.
Yeah.
And Christian Boduk for 3.
Yeah, Christian's taking a couple tough shots. He needed one like that. He's as good a shooter as there is in the area when he's wide open and can spot it up. Jefferson's Princeton action here. You're going to get down screens. You got Kylan Johnson.
And he misses long. Rebounded by Cameron Wilkes. Cameron brings the ball up to the court.
Ooh, missed Stefan on a cut.
Good spin move. He loses possession. Cameron back up. He misses. And it'll be a foul on Will Shively with the second chance rebound by Mr. Barclay. Will send him to the line to shoot 2.
Stefan's doing a good job being active tonight around the rim. You know, he's taken it to the rim once. He's already come down and knocked down a free throw. That's what they need from him. He can't just be a defensive player. This isn't football where we can sub you out on offense. Stefan's got to be a two-way player, and he's certainly athletic enough and capable enough to get him to the rim. He's got a nice touch from the line, too.
He's got a nice touch from the line. And what I like about what he's doing is he's changing his game based off of who he's playing as well. Is he realizes that there is a rebounding advantage that Hedgesville has over Jefferson due to a lack of size. And he's taking advantage of that.
Yes.
Not only is Stefan 6'1", 6'2", and maybe even bigger, he jumps off the gym.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's as good an athlete as they have on the floor tonight. So we saw that. I remember being at that 304 Elite Camp, and he jumped off the page for sure.
So the score is 13-13 with 1:49 left in the first quarter. And again, we have not seen Jamari Jenkins yet for the Jefferson High School Cougars.
Good set right there out of a box set. Got a back screen, down screen. Kylan Johnson gets a
pulls
wide
up
open
for
shot.
three, and it looked good. Splash, Kylan Johnson for three. And when Jefferson shoots the three ball well, they're a hard team to beat.
When that right there's a look that they will take all night. You know, they ran some action, got the ball moved from one side of the floor to the other, and then got a wide open look out of it. Can't gamble and miss if you will. That might be 3 points.
Splash, Christian Bolduc for three. And like you said, you cannot gamble and leave him alone.
Yeah, Keen, you keep scoring for me. How many times did I yell that this year at Wildwood? It's so frustrating as a coach. You don't want to tell him to not be aggressive, but you cannot gamble and miss and put your defense at a disadvantage.
Yes, especially when a player has that burner. If he gets on, it could be a problem.
Yeah.
Isaiah Fritz for three. It rolls in and out.
Good
Rebound by
rebound.
Mr. Cook. Strong defense by Moses Talley, and Boda quickly up the court. He takes it in. He pulls up at the free throw line, and he misses. That's a little bit of a heat check.
A little bit.
Then you feel a little bit comfortable.
Yeah, you're not too mad at it. Yeah, you knock down 2 in a row.
And Will Shively.
Right
look,
wrong pass.
Cameron Wilkes with the foul.
A lot of people are going to be frustrated with that, but referees are taught when you get any contact and somebody hits the ground like that, especially from behind because it's such a dangerous play, it's almost an automatic foul. So I get it. There's not a lot of contact, but all it takes is a heel clip or something like that, and they got to call it.
And that foul will be on Isaiah Fritz, and that is Jefferson's 5th of the half already.
Yep.
And last year, that was their Achilles heels, always getting in foul trouble. Good strip
hands
by Moses Talley. Isaiah Fritz's speed, and he makes the layup. You would like to see a little bit more effort to be able to make him pass that ball out of the paint.
Yeah, I think honestly Cam Wilkes there is worried about getting a foul. But a little bit of just let Isaiah feel you a little bit is not the worst thing in the world. Got a little bit of a flat set here. Get Wilkes going. Got to the paint. Good bucket at the end of the quarter.
And that was a strong move right there. And to end the first quarter, we have the Hedgesville Eagles 18, the Jefferson Cougars 18. From Home Team Sports, we'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Gates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us on our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
Go over the leading scores of the first. And we are back at Jefferson High School where we have a tie between the Hedgesville Eagles and the Jefferson High School Cougars at 18-18. Ryan, give us some of the first quarter stats.
Yeah, so leading the way for Hedgesville is Christian Bolduc. He struggled, missed his first 2 shots, hit 2 threes. He's leading the way with 6. Stephon Barclay right behind him with 5, which I think is huge for Hedgesville, getting him that. Will Shively is leading the way right now with 8 points out of the 18 for Jefferson. A couple other people, Kylan Johnson and Jaden Gladney have both knocked down a 3, but Will's really leading the way right now.
And Barclay being able to put points on the board is also a reason why why Hedgesville has kept up the pace with Jefferson scoring in that first quarter.
Yes, absolutely.
And they're going to need more from him. He's going to have to at least be able to touch double figures for Hedgesville to get this win. Kylan Johnson pulls up. The ball rims in and out. Strong rebound by Cameron Wilkes. He pulls up at the free throw line. The ball rolls in and out. And that's his second toilet bowl shot.
I'd actually like to see him give that up way earlier there. That's not good if you're Hedgesville.
Will Shively, bang, bang, 4-3. And we've seen some good shooting so far from both teams.
I'll tell you, Kelly Church has got to be frustrated. You know you got to locate Will Shively and Jaden Gladney in transition. And that's twice now Will's gotten a wide open look at the top of the key. That is unacceptable. You definitely need to talk about that. Here comes Jamari Jenkins checking in the game, King. And
once again, though, Jefferson has given up baseline to Barclay, and he gets to the line shooting 2.
I really like how much he's been in attack mode to start. He hasn't finished everything, but he's got a good touch from the free throw line. And like we said, he has to make people guard him and be a presence. It just helps their offense flow so much.
But what I would look to see Jefferson adjust is to cover him similar to how Spring Mills did. We'll give you that jump shot, but we're gonna cloud this paint up and make it difficult for you. You don't have to beat us from outside on the perimeter.
I'm anxious to see who they put on him right now. Like, if it was me, if I was coaching this game, I know it sounds crazy, but I'd actually put Chet Gore on him and let Chet stand, a couple steps off the block, use his length as people drive, maybe take some charges. But we'll see what Jefferson does.
And Chet has some size as well. And he's a pretty decent athlete, so he can move side to side. Yeah. And I think Chet is going to be a big factor for Jefferson going forward. And I'm not just speaking about this year, but this as a program. He's a good foundation piece for Jefferson High School.
Yeah, he's definitely a piece to build around. You can't teach his size, and he's got a lot of skill with that frame, too.
Yes.
There's more 21 action from Jefferson. He's just running Gladney off so many curls.
Will Shively pulls up for three. He misses.
Check.
Rebound by Tayshawn Roper. Jamari Jenkins, who just entered the game for Jefferson High School. He looks to Richard Lewis for instructions. Jenkins with the ball at the top of the key.
Comes to Iverson series stuff. Got Gladney. They're going to try to ISO him, get a ball screen from Will. Got to kick to the corner if he wants it. So, Keem, just to educate the listeners a little bit, when they go to that 4-high set and run Gladney on these over screens, we call that the Iverson series. Philadelphia used to run it for Allen Iverson all the time, try to get him ISO'd on wings. You'll see a lot of ball screens for Gladney out of that. They run some really nice stuff out of that, some quick hitters to get Gladney and Shively going.
And we see Jefferson now picking up that full court pressure with Jenkins on Wilmer. Check Gore on Cook. And once again, they gave up baseline again.
That's a tough shot.
And Bode up for two. But Jefferson has continued to give up that baseline, and Hedgesville has continued to attack it. We have a 21-21 ball game. Jenkins pulls up for three. He's off. First shot of the game.
Yeah, if I was on the bench right now, I would be screaming at Jamari. That's probably not a good one for your first look.
And Cameron Wilkes with a good, strong move. He misses. Bode comes through. He didn't get the rebound. Rebounded by Tayshawn Roper. Jaden Gladney takes the ball inside. Up and in for two. Jaden Gladney with 5.
That's a tough move, and a lot of people don't give Jaden credit enough for being able to get downhill. They think of him just as a shooter. He's got a quick first step. He's got decent size, good athlete. He's just, like you said, he just can score the ball.
Barclay guarded by Tayshawn Roper, and the speed of Barclay gets past, but he misses the layup. And right now, Hedgesville has been able to handle Jefferson's man-to-man defense.
Yeah, that's actually great defense right there by Wilmer, too. I'm telling you, when Jamari Jenkins gets ahead of steam coming at you, not a lot of guys staying in front of him.
And Jenkins has come in a little bit rusty, coming in a little bit discombobulated.
He's not used to coming off the bench. I highly doubt Jamari Jenkins has probably ever come off the bench consistently in his career. Matter of fact, I'm pretty positive in that statement. So this is going to be very different for him.
And it could be one of those things, too, that it's also the emotion.
That's a
good
great pass
by Barclay to Cameron Wilkes for two. But it also could be, it's different. It's a different emotion when you can just come in and impact the game from the beginning as opposed to coming in after the first quarter and the game has already had its flow.
Absolutely.
You're just trying to fit in at that point. Gladney.
Jefferson's running a lot out of that box set. We call it a 2-play at Wildwood. You get a back screen, actually a little bit of an angle screen, but you're trying to get Will to post up on the block. You get a down screen for Gladney. They eventually get another ball screen out of it. That's a good move.
A beautiful move by Jaden Gladney, and the sniper is in for two. And I think Jefferson is okay saying, you know what, if you want to put Barclay on Jenkins, then we'll just exploit the other matchup. And Cameron Wilkes with this easy two, finish at the basket. And right now we're seeing a little bit of an Olay defense on both sides.
Yeah, a lot of people getting wide open looks at the rim. I can tell you neither coach can be happy with that. Not too many more frustrating things as a coach.
And what I want to say to the viewers as well is, these games and the defense, it's not just about winning in your section and winning in your region. It's how your style of play can also transition to winning at the state level. And I think that's the reason why, and one for Will Shively. But that's the reason why, as commentators, we're kind of, speaking about it and being a little bit hard on the defense, because at the state level, it won't get it done.
No, and at the state level, you got guys, and again, there's not a lot of preparation, right? You're going to play on this group. Quad A is going to play on Tuesday. They're going to bounce back again and play 2 days later, and then play again 2 days later. There's not a lot of preparation time. You're not going to get the scouting. You really just got to be able to sit down and guard.
And Will Shively, is he in the double figures yet?
Yes, absolutely. That puts him up to 13 already.
So out of 27 points, Will Shavley has 13.
And you know what? It's all frustrating points for Kelly Church because you've given 2 transition threes wide open. You know they're supposed to check Will in transition. Then you give up 2 drives to his right hand, which I know for a fact is on that scouting report that Hedgesville puts out. So that's going to be frustrating when he looks back and watches the film.
We have Colin Johnson on Cam Wilkes, and Cam Wilkes pulls up for 3, and he misses. And you would like to see him try to take advantage of his size a little bit more.
Yeah, and you know what? I know he had Kylan Johnson. That's not a good one either. Got away with that one. Cam's
good
run
pass.
out.
Good pass from Wilkes to Boda. And that goes a little bit back to Cameron Wilkes being a quarterback in rec league. That was a perfect pass.
He sees the floor really well. He does a good job. He has a reputation as a scorer, but he's truly a lead guard. He does a really nice job.
And what I like about Cam is Cam is just a fundamental kid. Cam's a very fundamental kid. And that's what I like about watching him play is he doesn't make those wild plays, but he makes the right plays.
Yeah, he typically does. And, that's a Hedgesville staple, right? They got a lot of guys who, not that they have guys who can't play ball. They send a lot of kids to college and do a lot of nice things, but all these guys play the game the right way. Keem, this is going to be interesting. Hedgesville runs this opposite play. Jefferson's done a much better job scouting. Last time on film, they got wide open looks off this. They're going to send a guy to the corner and to each block. Jefferson's job right here is just to make them throw it in over the top.
And right now, what we're having is a little bit of confusion on that play because no one knew who the ball really went out with. So then it went to a jump ball.
Yeah, I think Kelly's trying to figure out if it was a jump ball or was it just called in the course of play.
Barclay with the pump fake. Pass it out to Cook.
You see how Jefferson's playing defense. They're trying to force everything to a side, which is great, but you can't give up that baseline drive. A little bit of hand down, man down right there, King.
And Boda splash for 3, and he is feeling really good tonight. And this is the Christian Boda that I think everyone expected to see because he has these games where he looks like he could be the player of the year.
Absolutely. When he gets open and gets his feet set, he's just, like I said, he's as good of a shooter as we have.
Strong move by the freshman, Chet Gore.
I'll tell you what, if they can get a little bit of production from Gore, that's certainly going to take them a long way in this season. They need a guy to back up Wyatt Shively.
Yes. Bullock pulls up again.
He's feeling it.
And he's feeling really good right now. Christian Bullock for 2.
Look, he's similar to Gladney. Once he gets going, man, it's
Colin
tough to
Johnson
put that fire out. So
he misses. Rebounded by Barclay. A ball in Bullock's hand. The Cameron Wilkes. Once again, he takes the baseline. Up and in for 2. And Jefferson needs to stop giving them this baseline.
Well, a lot of them getting runouts. Like, they've just been early transition stuff. You just got to get back on defense.
Jane Gladney pulls up for 3. He misses. Good hustle by Colin Johnson. And that was all hustle and 1-2. Colin Johnson sensed that this game was getting a little bit away from them. And he actually made a play to kind of squash that momentum just a little bit.
Littlest guy on the floor right there getting after it.
Now, if Jefferson can get 2 or 3 points from this possession, that could be something we come back to later in the game as a key to changing the momentum.
Let's see what Jefferson goes 4 flat a lot on the baseline. Got it to Will in the corner.
Wilduck being covered by Bolduc. He pulls up for 3, and he will go to the line to shoot 3. And they're very similar players. Watching Bolduc and Will Shapley cover each other, it's like watching the clone of themselves.
Right. So Kelly Church right there sees Christian complain to the referee a little bit. And I can tell you, I know for a fact, Christian did not do a good job on the scouting report right there. So Kelly ran over and said, don't blame the officials when you should have never let the ball get there in the first place. So that's just holding people accountable right there.
And it's funny because Kelly Church, when he had his first chalk talk, he said, I don't yell at the refs. He said, I speak to them as politely as possible. I say what I want to say, but I say, Mr. Ref,
He's not lying. I've been right in the middle of that conversation down there, and I'm telling you, he does speak to them in the right way. He does get his point across. One thing about him, and I think I've kind of taken this from him a little bit too, he's always talking. Yes. A lot of times people see him, they think he's like, gnawing the ref's ear off, and he's really not. Like, he might be asking them how their day was, honestly. So it's interesting.
And Shively missed 2 of 3.
Yes.
Chet Gore with a long rebound to Colin Johnson. Stolen by Christian Bolduc. The foul, but nothing is being called. Rebound by Tay Wilmer, up and in. Oh, he misses. Rebounded by Chet Gore.
Got it
Stolen
again.
by Tay Wilmer. To Christian Bolduc. Up and in.
That's going to get this place rocking, King.
And the Hedgesville Stadium is rocking right now. 36-30. Jane Gladney misses. The rebound out on Jamari Jenkins. And Hedgesville with a 6-point lead with 39.6 seconds left. And if I know Kelly, he may hold for the last shot.
Oh, he'll want to. Now, I will say this. Jefferson hasn't done a great job of getting back and taking away driving lanes. If Hedgesville can get a shot, they're going to take it here. But if not, they're certainly probably not going to force anything. Somebody's going to come back and help. Bolduc's got a flash. Got a layup.
Oh, he got away with a travel. Good rebound by Barclay. It's up and in.
He does.
Hedgesville with a quick 8-0 run. 38-30. Hedgesville with 20 seconds left in the second quarter. And Hedgesville right now is feeling good. The ball to Jaden Gladney to Colin Johnson. He pulls up for three.
Short.
He misses. Rebound by Mr. Cook.
Gotta go.
Cameron Wilkes with the ball with 5 seconds left. He takes it baseline. He pulls up for the jump shot. And he misses. And we will go to the half with the Hedgesville Eagles leading the Jefferson Cougars 38-30. This is Keem Holmes and Ryan Miller from Home Team Sports. We'll be right back.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Gates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us during our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at O'Pekin Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. There you go.
All right.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
This is Quintez McDonald Gibson from Integrity Home Mortgage. Come join the winning team today.
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Come on, Parker, work, Parker, work, Parker, work, 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 work.
And we are back at Hedgesville High School. We have the Hedgesville Eagles leading the Jefferson Cougars 38-30. Thank you for that amazing performance from the Hedgesville cheerleaders, and I guess the baby cheerleaders, the aspiring Hedgesville
the little
cheerleaders.
Eagles out there.
The little Eagles. So right now, I will pass over to my co-host Ryan Miller with the halftime stats.
Yeah, so leading scorers for Hedgesville, Christian Bolduc has 17. It's funny coming into the game. I had been watching film on Hedgesville, and he has not been playing well, and all it took was a couple wide open looks, and that's all it takes to get a shooter like that going. So he leads the way with 17. Cam Wilkes has pitched in with 8, and Stephon Barclay, 7 points for the Eagles. For Jefferson, Will Shively's obviously led the way with 14 points, and he is not getting much help, Keem. They have a couple other people that have chipped in. Gladney's got 7, but outside of that, and one of the biggest things for me, and I know he didn't play the first quarter, Jamari Jenkins held scoreless.
Yes. And I think that is going to be the key going forward and trying to get him comfortable and involved in the game, because he did not adjust very well coming off the bench in that first half.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know if he's ever come off the bench ever in his career before, so that was definitely going to be interesting for him. However, I will give Hedgesville some credit. One of my things in my notes was you got to put bodies in the lane in transition against Jamari Jenkins, because I don't know if there's a guard other than maybe one in Morgantown that's pretty daggone good. But as far as in transition, he might be the best guard in the state. So for Hedgesville, what they're doing is recovering to the lane rather than recovering the men and walling him off and doing a nice job.
And the keys to the game for the second half for you, for both squads?
So the key to the game is I want to see if Hedgesville can keep this pace up. They're not used to playing games. Right now, they're looking on pace for 76 points. That's what Jefferson wants. But Hedgesville is beating them at their own game now. I also am going to be interested to see, Jackson Ruiz didn't play a lot in that first half for Hedgesville, and they still got an 8-point lead. How he can come back in a game. And then for Jefferson, you got to get Jamari Jenkins going. He's your leading scorer. Again, I know he didn't play for a quarter, but you got to try to get him going a little bit.
And my keys for both teams, Jefferson defense. I don't care about the offense. I want to see better defense. They gave a lot of easy baseline layups to Hedgesville, and we all know that it's a lot easier to score points from inside the paint than it is forcing them to shoot contested shots. And if you watch the Hedgesville game versus Spring Mills, you saw that Spring Mills forced Hedgesville to be jump shooters.
Yep.
And I look to see if that is the adjustment that Richard Lewis made at the half. And if I'm Hedgesville, continue to feed Bolduc. We spoke about this at halftime. Jackson Ruiz got off to a quick start, but he got those quick 2 fouls. Now with only 2 fouls going in the second half, you got all your bullets in the chamber.
Absolutely, and I can tell you Kelly Church is going to use them. One interesting thing, you talk about Jefferson playing better defense. The way that they play their, half-court man-to-man, they try to keep you on one side of the floor, which is great because then you can limit opportunities. They try to deny the pass back to the top. What it does do is it gives up baseline drives, and you've seen it time and time again in that first half. So it's going to be interesting to see how they limit that.
And Jackson is back into the game, being covered by Will Shively. Hedgesville will get the ball to start off the second half. and he pulls up for the jump shot, and he misses, but a rebound by Hedgesville, tipped to Wyatt Shively. But that's where you want Barclay shooting the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, make him be a jump shooter if you're Jefferson. But you know what? I like that he attacked a little bit. That's a good play right there. Get him going.
And Wyatt Shively up and in for two. And that's what we wanted to see, and that's what we just spoke about. We wanted to see Jefferson create some easy shots off of their ball movement. And a strong move by Jackson West. And he will go to the line to shoot two. And I think that's a third foul on Wyatt Shively, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they're actually going to get that one on Kylan Johnson.
And that's big for Jefferson.
Absolutely.
He definitely didn't want to see Wyatt get his third foul.
Yeah. That's one where Coach Lewis should go thank the ref a little bit for getting it on the right guy there.
And the first free throw is short.
That's Jackson Ruiz sitting on the bench for a long time, not getting any shots up, not being active. Way short on that one.
Second shot from the lefty is up and in. 39-32. Hedgesville with 7 minutes and 22 seconds left in the third quarter. We have Colin Johnson dribbling the ball up.
It's that 21 action we talked about.
To try to get Gladney open for her.
Yeah, they run it relentlessly, and you can't really help because you're going to leave Will Shively open. So, Cam Wilkes is doing a good job. Just, he's in lock and trail, trying to stay and chase over screens. Here's the Iverson action stuff. Watch that backside curl.
So, Will Shively with the ball into Wyatt Shively.
Good move.
Good little left-hand scoop, but you would like to see him take the ball a little bit stronger right there. You didn't even really need to spin and finesse it with the left.
Yeah, I don't like when big guys don't finish towards the rim. Wyatt Shively there is trying to be a little too crafty. And look, Jackson Ruiz is not the best shot blocker in the world. He's done a lot of nice things on defense, but he likes to take charges more than he likes to block shots. Make him go block your shot there.
And a tough shot.
That's a run-out
Cameron
opportunity.
Johnson to Jaden Gladney.
Actually, great defense by Damon Cook. Good
really
finish by
good
Gladney.
defense by Cook to make it a difficult shot, but also not foul.
Absolutely.
39-34 with 6:34 left in the third quarter. Colin Johnson covering Damian Cook. Good denial.
Good back door right there. Good straight up defense there by. That's a good job by Wyatt. That's what you need more of out of him.
And you need the senior to finish that right there as well. And Jaden Gladney's in attack mode. Jaden Gladney is in a quick attack mode. And you see Kelly Church call the timeout. Jaden Gladney put the team on his back for the first 2 minutes. And we will have a 30-second timeout.
Keem, I got a question for you.
Yes.
How many times in transition have you seen Jaden Gladney pass?
Never.
Okay, so if you're Hedgesville, why in the world would you run back and match up on everybody else and leave Jaden Gladney? I guarantee you that is what's being said in this timeout right now.
And a lot of that comes to having that basketball IQ on the court yourself.
Yeah.
Knowing who, like you said, the scouting report, knowing who you're going against, knowing his tendencies, and being able to think on your own, not have to go over there and have a coach tell you what to do, but just making that play. And the greats have that basketball
Absolutely.
IQ, and some others, that's something they had to learn at different points in their basketball career.
Yeah, that shouldn't have to come from you, Coach. Everybody in the gym knows Jaden Gladney's a scorer, so maybe we stop him in transition and make him give it up.
And we spoke about at halftime how Will Shively didn't have a lot of help in the scoring department in the first half, and Jaden Gladney with a quick 6.
Yeah. He's definitely come alive.
So Damian Cook being covered at the top. He gets downhill. Jackson Ruiz pulls up for 3. Oh, ball rolls in and out. But you like to see the big man confident to be able to hit that shot.
He can do that when he's wide open. And like I said, he was a guard up until 7th grade when he really grew a little bit. So he could shoot it. So I like the confidence there. That's not a bad shot.
And what we talked about in the pregame is kind of
Iverson stuff.
It's a good, strong move by Colin Johnson, but he
Gotta
misses.
finish.
You definitely have to finish that, but we talked about this in pregame. Tayshaun Roper hasn't taken a shot yet.
No, he hasn't. He's done a good job on defense, but he's definitely not been featured on offense at all. I haven't really seen him touch it much on offense. He's done a good job offensive rebounding, but doing the little things. But no, I would like to see him be a little more assertive.
So we have Jackson Ruiz with the spin move, a beautiful play. He is blocked.
Great help side.
He is blocked by Will Shively. The rebound by Tayshaun Roper, and he is fouled by Stephon Barclay. And that will be his first of the game. His second foul of the game. But what we've seen in this half is the fouls have calmed down a little bit. The first half, Jefferson had 5 fouls by this time in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, Jefferson has played much better half-court defense. They've been solid. They've been sound, not giving up those wide open. I mean, Hedgesville shot so many wide open, uncontested layups in the first half. They're just not getting those at the start of the third quarter.
And I also wonder when Kelly Coach Church will actually start employing some of that smaller lineup. It seemed like a little bit more explosive in the first half with Ruiz being on the bench.
Great defense right there by Christian Bolduc.
That's great defense by Jaden Gladney, and it will be Jefferson Ball. But you can tell that both of these teams are really passionate about this game and really want it.
Two-play.
Referees letting them play a little bit as well.
Screen. Gladney again. Yep. Subtle, actually a little crafty by Jaden Gladney there because it doesn't get called a lot, but he did definitely try to kick that ball, so that's a good call by the official.
But you would like to see him kind of pass the ball, set the offense.
Yeah, I thought he had a wide open Jamari Jenkins in the corner, and I know Jamari hasn't shot it well, but I'll take my chances there.
Yeah. So Ryan, you see the first couple minutes of the third quarter. What are your tells of the tape right now? Seeing for both teams of how they come out in the second half and make some adjustments.
So for Hedgesville, you got to get back in transition. You did that very well in the first half, and then all of a sudden now you let Gladney get a bunch in transition and get going, and, you know, when he gets going, it can be lights out. So that's a heck of a rebound.
That was a really good rebound by Jackson Ruiz. Jamari Jenkins downhill, and a foul on number 12, Tay Wilmer, will send Jenkins to the line to shoot 2. And this could be something that could get Jamari going if he makes these free throws, to see if that 2 turns into another 2 and see if he can get himself back into the game.
Yeah, this has got to be a little worrisome for the Hedgesville staff because he's another kid that once he sees it going through the rim a couple times, and he's a pretty good free throw shooter. He shoots at about 75%. But once he gets going, he can be a problem.
And he leaves the first one short.
No legs.
Jefferson down 39-36 to the Hedgesville Eagles. And Hedgesville's coming to the game 17-5. And like I said earlier, they've only lost 3 games in the state of West Virginia.
Yeah, absolutely. They challenged themselves. When they went to Florida, they played a couple really good teams, you know, teams that were unique, that a lot of teams don't play in this area. So that challenged them. That prepares you for a game like this.
Yes, because you're not going out here shell-shocked. That's a beautiful pass by Christian Bolduc. And the tip by Jackson Ruiz in and up for 2.
I'd like to see Jackson just go shoot the first one. You know, Wyatt Shively's in a little bit of foul trouble anyway, so just go shoot it. If you get fouled, oh well.
41-39. The spin move by Stephon Barclay, and the jump shot missed. Rebound by Wyatt Shively. Out to Jamari Jenkins. He's quickly up the court. He takes it downhill. The underhand scoop missed. Rebounded by Tay Wilmer.
Good rebound.
Being covered in the backcourt by Will Shively. The game is slowing down just a little bit.
Somebody's got to go middle.
Out to Christian Bolduc for 3. And he missed.
First shot of the half. Like you said at halftime, Hedgesville didn't even want a halftime. They were so hot. They wanted to just keep playing.
And sometimes, sometimes that's how it feels when your team is in a groove. You have a shooter that's feeling himself. You don't even want to go to halftime. And we have some confusion on who that foul call is on.
Foul should be on Bolduc. I'm sorry. Foul should be on Stephon Barclay, I think. I don't know who they got it on. Looks like maybe they gave it.
I think they gave it to Wilmer?
To Wilmer. It's going to be on 11. They're going to give it to Bolduc.
They give it to Bolduc?
Bolduc wasn't even close.
And the good thing about it is they're taking the time to get it right.
The foul should definitely be on Stephon Barclay.
And Kelly's imploring that it should go on Bolduc, so I assume that Bolduc probably doesn't have any fouls, or maybe just one. That'll be the 3rd foul on Barclay if it is on him.
No, I think they actually corrected one earlier. That's only going to be 2 on Barclay. So that's a good job. And I'll tell you what, officials get a lot of flack. That's actually a great job by Ron Watkins coming over and saying, look, number 1 was the only one near the play. This is who the foul's on. This is what we're going with. That's a great job.
I thought the last one on him was the second.
I think they had it wrong. I think it was still Kylan Johnson's second foul being up.
That'd be 2 fouls on Barclay. Ball stolen from Isaiah Fritz by Cameron Wilkes. He slows it up. The ball to Bolduc. Tay Wilmer out to Jackson Ruiz.
Backdoor. Soft touch.
Very soft touch by Jackson Ruiz.
Jackson's got all 5 of their points this half.
And he saw the advantage that he had being covered by Jenkins, and he took advantage. Out to Will Shively. He pulls up for 3. The ball is short.
Good rebound.
Rebound by Cameron Wilkes. And the game is slowing down a little bit right now.
That's in Hedgesville's favor. Yes. Jefferson, as you can see, when they came out and went on a run, it was transition stuff. Hedgesville's now slowed it down. That's a big shot if it goes.
And a strong rebound by Jamari Jenkins.
This is nightmare.
And go Speed Racer go. Jamari Jenkins up and in for 2. We have a timeout for Jefferson, a full timeout. This is Akeem Holmes and Ryan Miller from Home Team Sports TV. We'll be right back.
Helping families is my passion. It's what
We are back at Hedgesville High School, where we have the Hedgesville Eagles leading the Jefferson Cougars 43-41 with 1 minute and 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Jefferson with the full timeout by Coach Richard Lewis. And Ryan, as a coach, what do you think that Richard Lewis was telling his team at that time?
Well, looking at the stats from this quarter, I would tell them to keep Jackson Ruiz out of the lane. Again, he's gotten an offensive rebound. He did get fouled on one, so I'll give him credit for that. And then you let him get to a strong left hand and get a wide open shot in the lane. It was not wide open, but a shot he can easily make. So I would tell them to keep Jackson out of the lane and then do more of this. Speed this game up as much as we possibly can.
And I think that Gladney has done a great job of cooling Bolduc down a little bit in the third quarter.
He has. He's done a good job. He's just not giving him open looks right now.
So we see Jefferson running this offense. Ball to Will Shively, back to Jamari Jenkins.
High
see the ball screen. Jenkins pulls up for 3.
That part of his game is really good. That's definitely a shot that he likes, that little mid-range pull-up.
And typically he makes those shots, but he's been a little bit off tonight.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think it was just different for him not starting the game. I think that threw him off a little bit. We'll see if he can continue to get going a little bit now.
And we have 1 minute left in the third quarter. Hedgesville leading by 2. Damian Cook with the ball at the top of the key to Cameron Wilkes to Tay Wilmer. He gets downhill out to Christian Bolduc for the wide open 3-pointer, and he misses.
Just doesn't have it this half.
Jamari Jenkins back up the court with a good hop step right there. And he ties the game 43-43. And you get to see though how much impact Bolduc has when he is on to when he is not.
Charge.
And Will Shively should have kicked that ball to Jaden Gladney for the easy 2.
Absolutely. And, we had a little bit of an issue with that at Wildwood to start the year. You got to share the basketball in 2-on-1 situations. You shouldn't have a contested shot if it's 2-on-1.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a give up. Gladney's actually telling him about it right now, which, you know what, I like as a teammate. Hold each other accountable a little bit, and you got to be able to handle that, as a person. Will looked at him and said, my bad, so that's fine.
A little bit we over me right there, because that definitely should have been, that is an instinctual play to pass.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, I like that they communicated, though, and they figured it out. That shows 2 good teammates.
The ball into Barclay, out to Cam Wilkes. Cam being closely guarded by Jamari Jenkins, who were teammates for the Charlestown Rams and Hoyas back in the day. Hedgesville taking the last shot. Wilkes being covered by Jenkins, being double teamed. Out to Stephon Barclay. Barclay takes the ball out to Jackson Ruiz for 2, and he misses. And we will go into the fourth quarter tied 43-43. Akeem Holmes, Ryan Miller from Home Team Sports.
It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Gates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us on our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
And we are back at Hedgesville High School. We were going to the fourth quarter, tied 43-43. What does stats look like after the third quarter?
Leading scorers are going to still remain the same. Christian Boldugo did not score in the quarter, still stuck on 17 points. Jackson Ruiz came to life. He was the only guy to score in the quarter for Hedgesville there. He had 5 points and has 9 on the game now. Will Shively also didn't score in the quarter, so the 2 leading scorers remain even though they didn't score. But Jaden Gladney and Jamari Jenkins came to life that quarter for Jefferson.
So Jefferson outscored Hedgesville 13-5 that quarter. Jamari Jenkins with the ball at the top of the key, getting instructions from Coach Richard Lewis.
Going to go to a little bit of that Princeton stuff here. You're going to get some scissors action. Going to get some down screens. That's a great play by Jackson Ruiz, knowing the scouting report, knowing where that one was going.
Oh, he went for the slam, bam, jam, and missed it.
He should have just dunked it. He kind of tried to lay it in once he got up there. Big play.
Out to Jamari Jenkins for 3. Bang, bang. Jamari Jenkins for 3.
That's a huge momentum swing right there.
That's a 5-point swing right there.
Absolutely. And it probably more than that when you factor in the momentum key.
And if Jackson would have just been more confident,
yeah,
he was above the rim.
He was up plenty high enough. I think he got caught, and then he was thinking, that's
easy. That's too easy. That's too easy. And a timeout by Coach Kelly Church. We don't know if it's a full or 30 at this time.
You got a 30. They're up.
30-second timeout. And to be honest with you, that timeout might even benefit Jefferson more than anything because you cannot have that happen. This has happened so much this game, watching them just give open lanes to the Hedgesville offensive players to get downhill and get easy layups.
Yeah, for sure. And I obviously, they're going to correct that in the timeout. But I think the reason Coach Church calls this timeout, he saw the momentum swing on the missed dunk, Jamari Jenkins 3. He wanted to nip that right there. You got it. You got a bucket. Now everyone lead going into the timeout goes, okay, Hedgesville came back and scored. Let's calm it down. You see how calm it is in the gym right now. That's what Kelly Church wanted.
Yeah, you just relaxed your team. They hit a 3-pointer, but like you said, you came back down and just got 2.
Yeah.
You're still in the ball game, and they've been in control of the ball game for the majority of the game. The ball into wide side.
Curl for Jaden Gladney. He does a great job
good
moving.
Move right there, but he misses the free throw line extended floater. I thought he was going to pull up and have more of a float shot right there.
Yeah, I thought he had a little bit of an angle. Good, tough move inside.
And once again, they gave him baseline. Now, I want to ask, because I've seen this all game, is this something that's being taught?
Yeah, so the way that they're showing, they're trying to deny the top, right, and not let the ball get reversed, so they're trying to keep it on the side. What they're not doing a good job is Hedgesville's actually not, they don't have a guy in the corner to help. So Hedgesville's pushing everybody to one side of the floor and kind of isolated Cam Wilkes, Christian Bolduc, Stephon Barclay to one side of the floor where there's zero help. So then you're really asking your guy to sit down and guard one-on-one with zero help side.
But he needs to cover and have his body position to stay in front of them as opposed to just giving them that
But if
free
you look
baseline.
where they're driving from a lot, even though there are baseline drives, a lot of times they're from the wing, and typically you have a guy in the corner that you can help off of. They don't have anybody in the corner right now, so you're giving up straight lines.
So you will see Gainey and Cook go out. You will see Wilmer come back in and Ruiz come back in for the Hedgesville Eagles, leading by 1 with 6 minutes and 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
I would venture to say that's going to be Jackson Ruiz's last break of the game.
Yeah. And he will be in versus the backup center, Moses Talley, as well, as they're giving Wyatt Shively
good backdoor
pass.
It's a great recovery by Cam Wilkes.
They're actually going to call a foul on Cameron Wilkes and send him to the line to shoot 2.
It's a tough call.
So we haven't seen Chet Gore in the second half.
I'll tell you, the Eagles faithful don't like that call either.
Well, I think a lot of it because it was so late.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? The referees are taught to take that pause, gather, really go over what they see. And I can tell you, he signaled that he hit him in the head. If he hits him in the head, it's automatic. It doesn't matter. And maybe it was a bad angle from the ref underneath. And that's what people are yelling at, right? It's a ref right in front of the play. But that doesn't always mean you have the best angle on the play either.
And Jaden Gladney goes 1 or 2 for the line. And we have a 47-47 game with 6 minutes and 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And once again, Jefferson gambles and creates an advantage for Hedgesville.
Good pass.
They continue to gamble in the backcourt and it created that man advantage for Hedgesville.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If I'm Jefferson, I'm coming out of the press. Hedgesville, It hasn't bothered Hedgesville at all. They haven't created any turnovers out of it. I know you want to speed the game up, but you can do that in a half-court set.
49-47 Hedgesville. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ball to Colin Johnson. He gets downhill to Moses Talley. To Jamari Jenkins. Jamari Jenkins to Jaden Gladney. To Kylan Johnson to Will Shively.
It's a good defensive possession by Hedgesville
Very
right now.
good defensive possession by Hedgesville. And you see Barclay on Jenkins again, i.e. like the first game.
Yep. I'll tell you, I like that matchup. It puts length on Jamari. You see right there, Hedgesville is saying, we're going to slow this thing down. He had a little bit of a run-out opportunity. That's a block. You got to give him space to land.
And right now, on that play right there, too, I think when Jenkins watches that play again, he would see that if he penetrated, he could kick the ball off to Will Shively for open 3.
Yeah, for sure. He settled a little bit right there, which I don't say a lot about Jamari. So just a little bit uncharacteristic there. But you're wondering if that, and this is what Hedgesville does to teams, right? That possession lasted so long, you're just looking to get a shot up at that point.
You're looking to create a little bit of space and get downhill. Hedgesville with the ball, leading by 2 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Good curl.
Out to Barclay.
I'll tell you, he's in attack mode.
Yes. And he's so quick.
Yeah, that first step. See, there they were able to help from the corner, Keem. Did a good job balling that off. Found him.
Boda up and in for 2. And that's his first 2 of the second half. And Hedgesville with the 4-point lead. 51-47 with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. And right now we have Roper in the game.
Action.
Out to Wyatt Shively. To Jaden Gladney. Back to Shively. He attacks downhill. And the ball is tipped out by Barclay. And you can tell that they're trying to take Gladney out the game right now.
For sure.
They're going to try to force somebody else to beat him.
2-play. Cross screen. Got him. Good defense.
Strong move by Will Shively. And right there, I think Will was saying, a little bit stronger than you.
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you, I would like to see Hedgesville switch that screen. I know they're not a switching screen. That angled back screen right there is a really tough screen to get through, especially off an inbounds. And what Jefferson does a nice job of is they put Gladney as the inbounder, right? Mm-hmm. So most of the time at the inbounds, you're guarding 5-on-4. It should be a win. But when you put Gladney as the inbounder, the minute the ball's inbounded, you got to go guard him because he's such a good scorer. Yeah. So then it's right back to 5-on-5, where if you set one good screen, you can get an open shot like having right there.
If I'm Jefferson, I would want to get Shively isolated down low on Cameron Wilkes.
Yeah.
And if I'm Hedgesville, I want to find a way to be able to prevent that from happening. Maybe have Boduk, who was covering him in the first half, cover him again, but obviously when you're switching on defense, that kind of matchup happened, and obviously Jefferson created that easy 2-point shot. So after the 30-second timeout, which I think is the last 30 seconds for Coach Richard Lewis, Jefferson is down by 2 with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left, and Hedgesville with the ball.
Jefferson there with a little bit of token pressure, not quite that 1-3-1, 1-2-2 that they were in earlier. Got to give it up. Straight line drive.
And once again, they gave him baseline. Up and in for 2.
I'll tell you what, the difference in the game tonight is Stephon Barclay being in attack mode.
Yes.
When I watched the Spring Mills film, let's be honest, they just stood in the middle of the lane and didn't guard him. This is what he needs to do every single night for Hedgesville to be as good of a team as they are. And he's good at the line, too. Just go get fouled, go create.
It will have a substitution. But yes, different matchups create different energy in certain players and some players. But the main thing is, you don't have to turn off your aggression. You can still be aggressive regardless of how they're covering you.
Right.
Hedgesville has opened up a 5-point lead with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Jamari Jenkins gets downhill. Good strong move.
Keaton, that's what that 21 action does. It just forces you to communicate so much. And when Jamari Jenkins gets a little bit of a crease, we all know how quick he is. It's normally 2 points. Good pass.
And see, Christian, even though he's not shooting the ball well this half, he's still creating easy shots for other players.
Absolutely.
Jamari Jenkins in the corner for 3. And he misses. The ball rolls in and out.
You know what, though? Jaden Gladney, fast break. They put 2 bodies in the lane, make him get rid of it. Now, Jamari Jenkins got a great look.
Yes.
But I will take Jamari Jenkins' three-pointer over Jaden Gladney layup any day. That's a great job by Hedgesville.
And in the fourth quarter, they have prevented Gladney from scoring, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he has 1 point off a free throw in the fourth quarter.
Yes. So the ball to Damian Cook being covered by Tayshawn Roper.
I'll tell you, one thing that makes Hedgesville hard to press is they have all 5 guys really are comfortable bringing the ball. But even Jackson Ruess, who's their big, he's comfortable just walking it up the floor. So it makes them really hard to press when you got 5 guys that can handle it.
And like you said, everybody on Hedgesville is around 6'1", 6'2", and then you got Jackson at 6'4". So you have a lot of length on the floor.
Absolutely. Hedgesville's going to be super patient here. They're going to make Jefferson come. Hey, eventually they're going to try to get a back door. It's tough.
That's a tough shot by Cameron Wilkes. And I don't know if you want that shot. Being up 3, you would like to see them get a little bit easier of a shot right there.
Yeah, he kicked. He kind of forced it up. It wasn't far from the basket. He got in the middle of the lane. So sometimes we teach, get that shot up. But that was a tough look.
I think once he got in the paint, and the 3-second rule and all the trees is in there, I think he kind of panicked just a little bit.
Good job by Jackson Ruess. Again, man, that's just so much scouting stuff.
And a turnover by Wyatt Shively.
Can't have that.
Good hands by Jamari Jenkins. Out to Damian Cook. Pulls up for 3.
That's a huge
splash
three.
And bang, bang.
That is a
Damian
huge
Cook
three.
For 3. 57-51. Hedgesville Eagles. He will have a timeout. A full timeout from Coach Richard Lewis. We'll be back after a quick commercial break.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
We are back at Jefferson High School, 57-51. Hedgesville Eagles leading the Jefferson Cougars. Big 3 by Damian Cook.
So look, I've played against Damon, coached against him for a long time. He doesn't play a huge role on this Hedgesville team this year. Damon Cook's always been able to shoot the ball. Always. And he had so much room there. It was just a warm-up jump shot. Jefferson's got to do a better job closing that gap. and not letting him get such a clean look there. But the kid still got to knock it down. That's a huge shot for Hedgesville.
They've gotten so many clean looks today, either from three-point range or getting into the paint. And I think that's kind of, you would like to see Jefferson pick up the intensity a little bit on the defensive end.
For sure. But you know what? It's Hedgesville being patient and making Jefferson guard for so long. Eventually, look, no team is perfect defensively. At some point, there's going to be a breakdown, and Hedgesville's capitalized on those breakdowns.
And this game is huge when it comes to potential regional finals because Spring Mills has struggled.
Stephon Barclay, that might be a dunk, King.
The Bunnies! And now that was easy. That was easy work right there.
King, he's got 9 points in the fourth quarter for Hedgesville.
59-51.
This place is going bananas.
This place is going bananas. And a strong move by Jamari Jenkins. And right there, that's Jamari Jenkins being a leader. He knew his team was kind of, we call it punch drunk. You get hit with that haymaker and you kind of woozy for a little bit. And he wanted to take that chance to put the team on his back a little bit. But this game has not been his game tonight.
No, I can't help but think coming off the bench has impacted him. And you'd like to see, he's such a good player, you'd like to see him just say, okay, I'm coming off the bench tonight, nothing's really changed. But it does affect kids. And we got to remember Jamari's only a sophomore. So as a young kid, sometimes it has an impact on the game. He hasn't really been able to get in a rhythm. So you've definitely been able to tell that.
So we have a substitution. We'll send Wyatt Shavley to the bench. I think it's more of like an offense-defensive type of situation right there.
Yeah, it looks like it. Jefferson's going to try to press. Wyatt's not the most fleet of foot, so they're going to put Fritz in for him there.
And Jenkins makes 1 or 2. 59-52. Hedgesville leading with 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Isaiah Fritz on Barclay.
See, Hedgesville's so hard to press. Like, just every guy can just walk it up the floor. That's going to be automatic.
And that will be the 17th foul of the half, which will send Barclay to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. And he's been pretty lights out from the free throw line.
Yeah, he's been a great free throw shooter today. I think he's only missed 1 so far. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do here. Pressure's a little different right now, so we'll see if that impacts him at all.
Hedgesville leading by 7 with 1:40. You would think they would be patient on the offensive side of the ball, play good sound defense, make Jefferson take off time from the possessions.
That's what Hedgesville does, Keith. I mean, when they get a lead in the fourth quarter, they're about as good as any team in the state that just, they just don't let you get possessions to get back in the game. It makes it tough. As fast as Jefferson plays, as quick as they can get back into games, Hedgesville just doesn't allow you to.
And we talk about matchups, Ryan. He misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Hedgesville's length is a kryptonite for Jefferson High School.
It is. We've talked about it all game. Hedgesville's got 5 guys on the floor, all about 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", and then there's Jackson Ruest. And it makes it really, really tough on Jefferson, who's not very big, to try to rebound. Like the offensive rebound, Hedgesville's gotten the tip balls, the shots affected inside right there. It's just hard to play against length.
And also, it's also about shooters having hands in their face and always being contested. You don't see a lot of easy open shots against Hedgesville.
Right.
And that would be the 16th foul on Hedgesville. So one more foul will send them to the 1-and-1.
I don't know if that's a foul you really mind if you're Hedgesville. It's on Tate Wilmer. He's not in foul trouble. Obviously, you're not in the bonus yet. You were probably going to give up a wide open layup there if he didn't foul. So I don't think you mind that. Now you just got to do a good job guarding the inbounds.
Now, if you're Jefferson High School, are you looking for the 3 right now, or are you just taking any points you can get?
I would run the back door. That's a great play. I was going to say, I almost said it. I would run the back screen to Will. They didn't even need to. That's a great play by Gladney. You got to capitalize.
Yeah.
Stephon's athleticism has kind of bothered Jamari tonight. The length and athleticism. He's done a great job, man. He's on 2 games now. He's done a pretty good job on him.
Yes.
It's a bad gamble.
Up and in for 2. 59-54 with 1 minute left. You got a foul. You got a foul right now. You don't want to foul Wilkes.
can't do
The
that.
ball stolen by Will Shavely.
Ooh, and they get a cheap
a
one.
foul by Tay Wilmer will send Shavely to the line with the 1-and-1 and only down 5. That's a bad possession right there.
For sure.
That's a bad possession right there if you're a Hedgesville Eagle.
Yeah, no one flashed quick enough. You know, you see Cam Wilkes after the turnover, and he probably shouldn't have thrown it down the floor. You don't absolve him of all the error, but no one's flashing to the middle. The middle of the press is wide open right now, but you got to send somebody there quickly.
And what do you think about a timeout right there?
I can tell you Kelly's going to want to save them for possessions late in the game. Maybe you do burn one there. I don't know how many he has. We're not keeping track of that. But if you're sitting on 4, certainly you would like to take one there. Good rebound by Jackson Ruiz. Got to send somebody middle here.
Makes 1 or 2.
He's out of bounds.
We'll probably have to put like 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock.
Interesting to see what Jefferson does here on the inbounds. They're not really a deny a side inbounds team, but you might have to with 39 seconds left down 4.
They'll probably have to put like 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock. There's 3 or 4 seconds left slept off after the ball was out of bounds. And another thing that Jefferson will probably kick themselves in the butt, their free throw shooting tonight hasn't been the best as well.
Yeah, they've definitely left a couple on the line. Even Jamari Jenkins, who's very uncharacteristic of him, even he has struggled a little bit from the line tonight.
And they will send Jackson West to the line, shooting a 1-and-1, 37.2 seconds left. And this game will be decided at the free throw line.
You know, I don't know Jackson Ruiz free throw percentage, but I'm pretty sure that Hedgesville does not mind him going to the line right now. He's a leader of this team, someone who's comfortable in this situation. Been here before, as they say. So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't think the moment will be too big here.
If I'm not confusing with someone else, he was the quarterback for Hedgesville this year.
Yes,
correct?
He absolutely was. He actually played a little bit everywhere for him.
A little bit longer hair,
quarterback. Yeah, he cut that mullet off. See, that was just relaxed, step to the line, confident. That's a great job.
First shot up and in, 60-55 with 37.2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Second shot is up. Bang! Up and in. And Hedgesville with a 6-point lead. We'll have a full timeout. We'll go back to a quick commercial break.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer for Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at Opequon Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. There you go.
All right.
And we are back at Hedgesville High School, where we have the Hedgesville Eagles leading the Jefferson Cougars 61-55 with 37.2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ryan, after a timeout, what do you draw up for a play right here?
So I think you got to go to one of your guys. You see they're putting Gladney and Jamari in the corner. It's probably going to run them off some screens here. Here comes Gladney off one. Got to get him a flare in the corner. Got an open look. Man, that's good scouting by Hedgesville right there. It's a tough shot. Big rebound. There's our boy. Got a foul.
And a foul. And I think the Hedgesville faithful has a sigh of relief. And that'll be the fifth foul on Kylan Johnson. And he will have to exit the ball game. We will see Ty Vickers for the first time tonight. Jefferson has definitely shortened their bench tonight. We didn't see much of Moses Talley. We didn't see Chet Gore in the second half. We didn't see Ty Vickers at all tonight.
No, not at all. And honestly, I think those guys kind of struggle to guard against Hedgesville a little bit. Again, Hedgesville's got guys, all of them can handle it. All of them puts it on the floor. So when you're playing man-to-man against this group, it's hard for those guys sometimes. Big free throw.
And Cameron Wilkes sinks the first shot. This is a big win for Hedgesville on senior night. Now, I think most schools will want to see their seniors go out on their night with a victory, and Hedgesville has done just that.
That's a great job walling him off.
The ball to Ty Vickers for three. The Red Mamba, he misses. The rebound by Christian Bolduc. And it'll be a foul on Wyatt Shively with 7.9 seconds left. And Hedgesville will get the win. Ryan, who is going to be the L&L Handyman Services Player of the Game?
I think we got to go with our guy, Stephon Barclay. We talked about how important he was coming into the game, him being in attack mode, and he certainly was that tonight. And it changed the entire dynamic. He's right now sitting on 17 points. It's been a good night for him, and hopefully this is a confidence boost. No better time to have it than going into playoff.
And not only did he have 17 points, he got some big steals. He rebounded very well. And like you said, he was challenged.
Absolutely.
They had the Ben Simmons defense.
Yep.
And he stepped up, and he took over this game in the second half, the fourth quarter especially.
Yeah, and it just shows to show some young kids that we have, you don't have to shoot threes from 40 feet to be an effective player. Stephon does all the little things, and he does what the game allows him to do. He let the game come to him tonight. He took the ball, got downhill, got to the free throw line, shot well from there. And one of the things we've kind of overlooked, he guarded Jamari Jenkins. He takes the toughest defensive assignment every night, and he embraces it. You can tell.
And we spoke about this in pregame. We spoke about this during the game. Barclay and Roper have similar roles for their team, but Barclay today took it more on himself to be able to put the ball in the basket, and unfortunately, it's going to be hard to win with a starter that didn't even get to take a shot. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Roper has a field goal attempt tonight.
Yeah, I don't think he has, Keen, and certainly that allows Hedgesville to just not guard him, which makes it very easy, and you don't want that. That makes it tough.
Yeah, and the seniors will get some love. And love they well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. All of those guys played a gigantic role tonight. Damon Cook, who doesn't play a lot of minutes, knocked down one of the biggest shots of the game.
Yes.
That was absolutely huge. There you see Quincy Pittsnoggle finishing the game with a big rebound. It's a great team win by Hedgesville.
And the Hedgesville Eagles defeat the Jefferson High School Cougars 64-55. We will have Stephon Barclay up for an interview. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with head coach of Hedgesville, Kelly Church. Kelly, good win tonight. Great effort by your guys throughout the game. Talk a little bit about some of the keys to the game.
Well, I think, obviously you're playing against Jefferson. They're so talented. They have so many kids that are not only athletic, they can really, really shoot the ball. So it requires you to play defense a little bit different than Hedgesville likes to play defense.
Right.
I mean, usually we try to do everything we can to keep it out of the lane, and we couldn't keep Mari out of the lane. Steph did a great job, but it's really, really hard to keep a kid as talented as Mari is out of the lane with, little help because they have so many shooters. And then, at times, Cam's the one guarding one of their shooters, so that takes a ton of his energy. And then on the other end, they're dogging him and chasing him everywhere. So, I think it's, just an overall team effort. Like Christian really showed up tonight.
Yep.
Whether he hit a few shots early. Our big talk this week, obviously, we got, and, I don't, whether I was here or wasn't here, that wasn't going to change the game on Friday night. Spring Mills came in and they played harder and tougher and they thumped us. And that happens. I talked to our kids when we were in Florida. We got, and I mean this figuratively for anyone out there who says, oh, well, they're complaining about people punching. Figuratively, we got punched in the mouth the other night and we didn't respond.
Yeah.
The same thing happened in Florida.
Right.
We got punched in the mouth. And sometimes you're going to get punched in the mouth and you don't have 4 days to feel sorry for yourself to be ready to come back and play. You've got to do it that game, that night. And so we talked about no matter what, especially for the 5 seniors, no matter what, man, we went over the definition of regret the other day during practice. What are you worried about? Maybe you miss a shot. Maybe you mess up. Maybe I fuss at you. Who cares at this point? This is it, man. You need to play, not recklessly, certainly,
sure,
but play as disciplined as you can, but have fun. And no matter what, man, go. Don't be afraid to make plays like you can't be within the system, within what we're trying to do. So obviously extremely pleased. And, Jackson, it's Coach Ruest's nephew, so he can be the one to deal with him for the missed dunk. That's not – Jackson will hear this emphatically. Those aren't his 2 points. That's not his senior night dunk. I mean, those are – you played for him. You understand.
I get it.
That's everybody's points.
Yeah.
So I did the best I could to, not have a 3-week vacation. I just walked to the end of the bench and just took a break. So.
Probably a good move there, Coach. You talked about playing with a carefree attitude, and this is it. Christian Bolduc did that in the first half. He struggled a little bit for you guys at times, but he got 2 wide open looks and knocked them down. It seemed to really get him going. Talk about how important he was, because that first half was huge. You guys going to a lead, having that 8-point lead at halftime was huge.
Right. Again, you played for me, right? And so there's a fine line between, well, no matter what, I want to play within the system. I don't want to make Coach mad. There's a fine line between that and I'm afraid to play.
Right.
And again, our team dynamic, our team makeup is a little bit different now than it was 3 weeks ago. And so figuring out your role, and does your role change a little bit? It doesn't totally change what we're doing, but, and we worked, this week obviously with Steph about going to the basket. Talked to Christian about, man, when you're open shooting, don't feel bad if it doesn't go in. I tell our kids all the time, I know it's I think it's a pretty cool analogy, metaphor, simile, whatever. If you use like or as, it's a simile. I know that from SATs. But, in my car, I have a rear view mirror, right? And I also have a windshield. It's important to have a rear view mirror so you remember things that have happened in the past and know what's behind you. It's also really, really important to make sure you keep looking out that front window, because that's where you're going. So hopefully tonight we took a step in the right direction. But, we're not naive. Like, Martinsburg on the horizon. We have been fortunate enough to win against them twice, but come on, man. It's Martinsburg High School, and you got to try to beat them a third time.
Right.
So that's not going to be easy.
Yeah, last question, I'll get you out of here. Confidence coming from this win at the right time, going into sectional play, hopefully leading the regional play. Talk about how important that is to kind of be clicking a game like this at the right time.
Well, I mean, the reality of it is, man, any given night, I told the kids, we finished the senior night ceremony, we went back in the hallway, and I said, listen, here's the deal. This isn't your last game on this court.
Right.
It's not. What happens is sometimes, I've talked about it before, this is great. Home team sports is great. The amount of pressure on middle school kids because of interviews like this.
Trust me.
I've got I've clearly got a face for radio. But here I am. And I'm a 29-year-old man, and it's so I get used to it. Steph wasn't nervous for the game. I guarantee you, Steph is more nervous to sit down in his chair. One other big play, and it might seem like a little thing. Damon Cook is a phenomenal shooter in practice. All the time in practice. And to be quite honest, I don't know if it wasn't senior night, if I wouldn't have been screaming, let it fly, let it fly. But it was, and I did, and he shoots it so well in practice, and then he gets in games, and he doesn't play nervous, I don't think, because of me. Sometimes he just plays nervous.
Yeah.
That's a big, big shot for him, and that made a huge, huge difference because it kind of stopped their run. But, ton of respect for their kids, their program. They couldn't have been any more cordial during senior night. Super, Tech's a great dude, man.
Yeah.
Tech's a great dude. And if, every time you have talented kids, if you don't win the state championship, then people are on you, dude. Tech is a great guy. They run tremendous stuff. I thought we defended stuff pretty well, and I feel fortunate to get the win.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that. We'll get
Thank
Stefan
you.
in
Thank
here.
you very much.
Hopefully
Also, key for other coaches, anytime you're going to be on here and your players are going to follow you or lead you, make sure you go first, because now Steph gets my sweaty things. I don't get his. Here you go. Good luck, Steph.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have player of the game, Stefan Barclay. Steph, big night for you guys tonight. Obviously wanted momentum, not only for senior night, but going into the sectional play. You stepped your game up tonight. Been a little bit of a struggle for you offensively the last couple games. What changed tonight?
Coach kept telling me to be aggressive and attack the basket, and I feel like I did a good job at doing that.
Yeah, you really got downhill. They gave you some wide open lanes. We're playing back off of you a little bit. I think one of the big things is you never settled. You never settled for your jump shot. You just kept attacking and doing those little things we talk about. Your role on this team a lot of times starts on the defensive end. You take on the biggest challenge every night. Talk about how you embrace that role a little bit and how important it is to your team.
I just love defense. That's all that it is. I like playing defense all the time. It's my favorite thing to do on the basketball court.
Well, good. That's good because you don't see that a lot in today's game. You'd love it when a guy embraces defense. Now, obviously, you got a couple days to prepare. You're going to go play Martinsburg. This win, how important is it to get a win like this heading into sectional play?
I think it's more important for us to stay focused and not get too big-headed on this win.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations, Steph. We'll get you out of here. Go celebrate with your teammates, man. Congratulations again on senior night.
Thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, from everybody at Home Team Sports, we'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a good night, and God bless.